Hi, I'm Dr. Jeff Davis. The program you're watching is Feed My Sheep. Jesus said in John 21, verse 17, "If you love me, feed my sheep." Today, I want to talk to you about surviving a fall. As Christians, we're going to get up, we're going to walk, and we're going to do our best. But many times, even in trying your very best to do your best, you mess up and you fall. We fail. So I want to read to you the passage that is the foundation for this ministry. It is found in John chapter 21, starting at let's start at verse 15. So when they had broken their fast, Jesus said unto Simon Peter, "Simon, son of Jonah, lovest thou me more than these?" And he said unto him, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." He said unto him, "Feed my lambs." He said unto him again a second time, "Simon, son of John, lovest thou me?" And he said unto him, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." And he said unto him, Tend to my sheep." He said unto him the third time, "Simon, son of John, lovest thou me?" Peter was grieved because he said unto him the third time, "Lovest thou me?" And he said unto him, "Lord, you knoweth all things. You knoweth that I love you." Jesus said unto him, "Feed my sheep." Now, when you look at this in the proper setting and you think back to the history, looking at all four of the Gospels, what you find is that Peter was one of the most outspoken supporters of Christ. It was probably a part of his personality. He was just the kind of guy that was going to go in feet first, all in. And it was really hard to misunderstand where his loyalties were. Peter loved the Lord. As we look at his life moving forward, Peter becomes one of the pillars of the early church. He is the one who stands up and he takes whatever he has to for the sake of proclaiming the gospel. But there was a point in Peter's life when he failed. When Jesus was in the garden and he was taken by the soldiers, he had told Peter that before the cock crows twice, you will have denied me 3 times. And Peter said, "No, I won't. Lord, I love you. I will never deny you." And yet when they took him in the garden and then they brought him before the people and they brought him before Pilate, and Peter was following the crowd, there were people in the crowd that had seen him with Jesus. And so they accused him of being a follower of Jesus. And 3 times, Peter said, "No, not me. No, 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 no. Wasn't me. No, I didn't do that. No." Lying is just a part of living. And sadly, we do it on a regular basis. And so that's what he did. He just lied 3 times. And by the time he lied the third time, it says that the cock crowed twice. And then the eyes of Jesus, who was there at this point in the stage of suffering, Jesus turned his face and he looked at Peter, and Peter saw his eyes, and Peter was reminded of what Jesus told him. And he went away and he wept bitter tears. See, when you are walking with God and doing the best you can, and then your humanity gets in the way, your flesh gets in the way, and you fail, it is so hard to lift your head up and to believe that God can use you again. How can God use me when I have messed up so badly? How can he use me again when I have failed him so miserably? And people typically do not pick you up so that you can be used of God. It's sad, but there are times when you are on top of the world, people treat you like gold. But when you have messed up, people treat you like trash. They will discard you as easily as they lift you up. The same people that said, "Hosanna, Hosanna" to Jesus cried, "Crucify him." And that's just the way it is with people. But Jesus knew that Peter failed him 3 times. So he came to him and he asked him 3 times, "Do you love me more than you love everybody else?" He said, "Yes, Lord, I do. Tend to my sheep." "Do you love me more than everybody else in the world?" "Yes, I do, Lord. Tend to my sheep." "Do you love me?" "Peter, oh my God, you know that I do. You know all things. You know that in my heart I love you." He said, "Okay, feed my sheep." Jesus, in his ultimate wisdom, restored Peter 3 times so that Peter would be back to that place where he would believe in himself once again. That he would go from this point forward until the day he died, living his life, never denying the Christ again. Even when there was no Jesus there, even when there was no cock to crow, Even when there were people who still were persecuting him, from this point until the time he dies, we never see Peter wavering in his faith. As a matter of fact, Peter is considered one of the steadfast believers. Him and Paul are two of the most famous believers in all of the New Testament because this man refused to quit. If you have fallen today, if you have missed the mark, if you have come up short, I want to encourage you because God is in the business of restoration. Listen, not only did he know that you were going to mess up, he knew why you were going to mess up. He knew when you were going to mess up. And even after you've messed up, he has already had a plan to redeem. That in God's eyes, it's like there is no sin that you can ever commit that can take you away from me if you let me. The program is Feed My Sheep. I'm Dr. Jeff Davis. If you want to know more about our ministry, go to www.drjeffdavis.org. Again, that's www.drjeffdavis.org. I want you to keep on loving Jesus. I want you to feed my sheep and get up every day and go out here and be the blessing God created you to be.